Welcome back. Today's episode brings us a 2012 Chevy Colorado. The shop installed a used body control module and the vehicle won't crank. So they ask us to program it, we hook up SPS, we give it a shot, and programming fails. So we had to get creative. We took the EEPROM chip out, cloned it, and brought this truck back to life. Let me show you how we did it. Look at this here. That is one loose battery terminal. We're gonna have to go through it and make it work. These are the things that you find though. Terribly loose battery terminals. This vehicle, we cannot latch the door. We can, but it won't stop the dinging. This one has a switch. So this is how we know this vehicle is not really a domestic. It's an imported vehicle. Most of your imports will use switches like this, like an Asian type vehicle. Let's go key on. Key is on, theft light's active. We got the AC on, let's go ahead and switch that off. The radios, the aftermarket ones, I don't mess with them unless I can hear them. Otherwise, I don't touch them because I don't know how to use them. Here's the original body control module. Those are the part numbers. I don't know if they're right. Hopefully they are. OG. Let's go ahead and launch Techline. While we're waiting on that to load, we're going to go ahead and pull up our service info. 1G, CD, SCF, CF90, C, 811, 364. Perfect, 2012 Colorado, exactly what we need. We got Techline, we're gonna go to connect vehicle. Let's see what VIN it pulls up. 2012 two-door black, okay, cool. Here's, we probably have the correct BCM. It probably pulled the, it probably pulled the VIN off of the powertrain control module. Replace and reprogram, body controller. Let's see here. We go to our service information, control module references. Yes, that's fine. Go ahead and proceed. Body control module is like so. I hear something going on. Okay. It's all highlighted. All of our boxes are checked green. These are ready to rock. There's a couple different calibrations in here that are unrecognized. You know, we always got to do our screenshots. Download it from the server onto the tool. Now let's see if it writes to the vehicle. These BCMs tend to be a little tricky. Sometimes it's better to go ahead and EEPROM them. We'll see how it goes. That's what I thought. Got us a brick. And they may have attempted to program it originally and it failed. So I didn't pre-scan the vehicle. Got our error code, failed, disconnect. This is exactly why you should do your pre-scans before you attempt to program, you know? You get burned. This was a used module, so I wasn't too worried about it. Let's see here. We have body control module, 12 faults, but it fails to program it. It's probably the only way to do this is going to be like EEPROM or something like that. We can clone it. Let's get a report. Tire pressures, left-hand circuit, security system indicator. Circuit low, doesn't matter, retained. Headlamp, security system data. Sensor data incorrect but valid. Okay. I mean, you might be able to do just a theft learn and then see how it does. That might work, actually. Let's go to body control module, let's enter it. Let's go to ECU information. ID information, see if it gives us a VIN. GM part number, calibration ID. I'm not seeing a VIN number. I'm going to attempt to do the theft learn only, and we'll see if that works. We're going to attempt to just do the theft learn only. Let me see where this vehicle is manufactured. It's in the United States. It's built for the United States, sorry. So, see if we can do the theft learn. Now, what's the RPO it's asking us about? BAE. BAE. It does not have it. So we're going to go without BAE. 10-minute relearn, body control and engine control. For this procedure, go to Vehicle Test Deterrent Learn menu and choose Vehicle Test Deterrent Learn for powertrain. Give it a shot. All right, we're selected for powertrain. Let's give it a go, see what we get. 10 minutes. Let's rock. So no, we don't have it. That was a fail. We still have a flash and immobilizer light. It's going to be an EEPROM job. This is the OG module, our original. The part numbers do not match. Part number for the donor, 7862, 7863. Now, a lot of people will assume that, you know, hey, one digit off is not that big of a deal. It's the last digit, whatever, but it is. It is a big deal. So, you know, if you're mobile, if your programmer or whatever can't get it to work, or if you can't get it to work and you're one digit off, it's probably the part that's the problem. So keep that in mind whenever you're providing your own parts. I think I've had troubles with these Colorados in the past, though, if I recall. I haven't done a whole lot of them, but I think that I did have a problem last time, or I did a PCM and it went right through. I can't remember. It's been quite a while. It might not have been a Colorado. It might have been a Trailblazer or something like that. But here we are. This is our BCM, rather small, right? Not complicated at all. Easy to access. And we do have an 8-legged chip right here. Let's get this identified. That's not going to work. There we go. That ought to work just fine. I think something right there. It's a little blurry. Anyways, it says 25LC04AE. That's the top row. The next row is SN with a circle and an E3, 1121. And then at the very bottom, something and then PB. Now this symbol that we have here, it's like a circle with an M inside of it. That's the microchip technology logo. So this is our EPROM, 8-legged chip. We're gonna use the TL66. I don't think mine's a TL66, but it's basically the same thing, just a newer version. We're gonna use that to read this in circuit. Should work just fine. I want to get this chip off the board, out of the circuit. It's just far too difficult to get it to read in circuit. Out of circuit, here we go. I think it's getting ready. It's looking pretty warm. There it is. I probably held it a little bit longer than what was necessary. That's okay. Drop this little booger down in there. That should be good enough. Okay, let's go for our read. Believe it or not, it says we have a bad leg. What? Finally. My goodness. Okay, let's go back. And look, the very beginning, we have a VIN number. 1GCJTBFE 0B81320. Is it anywhere else? No. So this is our donor. We will save that. So that is 1GCJTBFE 0B81320. This is a 3.7 liter 2011 Chevy Colorado. We'll go ahead and do the next one. That was our donor. So technically we could just swap the chips. We'll save this. Now we're going to move on to the original. I'm going to show you guys the circuit board this time, let you watch from that screen. I'll see if you guys will be able to see when the solder starts to like get wet. It'll start to kind of bubble. All right, so we got nothing happening yet. It should heat up rather quick. There we go, it's already heating up. Basically ready to pull. There we have it. It's off. Now I haven't cleaned up the pads yet, which is no big deal. But this particular board is faulty. I'm going to get it out of my way so I don't get them confused, because I can do that. Trust me, it sucks. Bring back my good board. I should just write on them. Where's it at? Wait a minute. This is the way. Okay, so now that we have our original chip in, let's go ahead and get a read on it. Okay, so we got our read off of our original, and this is the correct VIN, 8118364. That's how we ended today on the truck. So all we're going to do is write this to the donor, solder that EPROM back on, and we'll keep the original. They said that they diagnosed it because the headlights would turn off sometimes. I don't know, but this is probably, this will work just fine. It should have our immobilizer data and the VIN number in it, and we'll be ready to rock. Let's get this thing soldered back on. All right, now there's obviously several different ways to do this. To each their own, right? Yeah, I could go through and clean the pads off and then have a flat surface and solder on one leg at a time. Which is not a terrible idea. Maybe I should do that, but I'm gonna hot air it. I'm gonna hot air it and push them down. This will probably work just fine. I normally do it this way. It works just fine. Sometimes I do go back over it with just a tad bit of solder because you can have issues with it not seating. So the main thing is don't have the air blowing too fast because you don't want to blow the chip around while it's loose. But as we see here, you'll start to see it's just going to melt right on there. See when that solder starts to melt. It's not doing it yet. There, it's starting to go. All right, we'll just call it right there. Does not look that clean, to be honest with you. It's not. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take the soldering iron and I'm going to hit each leg with just a tad bit of solder. But it got it started for me, which was, I don't know, it's what I like. Get my fume extractor a little bit closer. That's ugly. That's really ugly. It's ugly, but it's on there solid. So we verify integrity by checking each leg. Now we use our cheap tweezers. The expensive ones will bend if you do this. They're just a lot more fine. All right, we got the BCM. Let's get it plugged in. No water damage or anything like that. Okay, gray goes here. There we go. That's gray. We got black. This black goes somehow, some way. Got one notch, it goes like this. Okay. We plug in our last little bit here. Goes down here. Perfect. Now we're just going to temporarily sit this here because I'm not sure if this thing's actually going to start. Okay, moment of truth, ladies and gentlemen. Install the key. Key on. And you can see that there's a theft indicator there. And it looks like this vehicle is not going to start. But I was wrong. We got us a runner. And the theft light goes out. So all it needed was the EPROM done. That was a read and a write. I did not swap the EPROM chips. I kept the original in its state, and we were able to overwrite the donor. So this vehicle is a fix. Now they mentioned the headlight. They mentioned the headlights. Let's go ahead and turn those on. It looks like the headlights are on. So now we're just gonna wait and see. They did the diagnosis, not me. All right, that's a fix. And that's it. The truck starts, the lights are working, we've got a win. Programming failed, but EEPROM cloning saved the day. This is Key On Engine Off, where we solve the problems most people walk away from. Subscribe.